Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Connected Spirit podcast. It's Courtney here, and today I'm diving into a topic that's close to my heart and comes up so often this time of year, supporting our mediumship clients through their grief during the holiday season. We all know the holidays can stir up big feelings, especially grief. With all the festivities and family gatherings, the absence of loved ones can feel even more pronounced, right? And as mediums, we're often the ones people reach out to when they're looking for comfort or connection to those they've lost. So today I want to talk about why grief hits hard during the holidays, why people seek mediumship readings more often during this time, how mediumship can be a tool for healing, and then finally, how we as mediums can hold space for our clients without taking the grief on ourselves. So let's get into it. Let's start with why the holidays are so triggering when it comes to grief. It's not just the presence of loved ones that make the holidays special. It's also the absence, the empty chair at the dinner table, the traditions that aren't the same anymore, the phone calls that should have happened but didn't. When everything around you is festive and joyful, that sense of loss feels super heavy. It's difficult. It sucks. It's painful. And that's where the grief can really come to the surface. For many, the holidays are a time of reflection, of nostalgia, of remembering. And when a loved one is no longer physically here, that ache can be so overwhelming and it's difficult for many. And I want you to know, if you're feeling this yourself, you're not alone. Okay? Doesn't matter how long it's been since your loved one passed to the world of spirit. I know that this holiday season is going to be really difficult for me because it'll be our first Christmas without Dad, not having the phone call, not having the dinner, not getting the text message. I'm dreading it in some respects, right? Now, let's talk about why we see such an increase in people booking mediumship readings during this time. When people are grieving, they often want that reassurance, that connection to the spirit world. They want to hear that their loved ones are okay, that they haven't been forgotten, and that they're still with them in some ways. So during the holidays, there's that sense of heightened awareness. People are more open to receiving messages from their loved ones in spirit. Maybe it's because the energy of the season's already charged and they're hoping to experience that connection. For you as the medium, this is such a powerful moment because people are coming to you in their grief and they're hoping that you can really help bridge that gap between the physical world and the world of spirit. And it's this beautiful opportunity, but it can also be a lot to hold space for. It's just more intense at this time of year, I find. So how can we as mediums help our clients on their healing journey through a reading? And I feel like it's more than just passing along messages. It's really about holding space for your client, giving them the opportunity to grieve, to release, to reconnect with their loved ones in a meaningful way. You see, one of the most healing aspects of mediumship isn't just the words that you deliver from the world of spirit, but the fact that you were there with your client. You're holding space. You're holding that space of love, compassion, and understanding. You're allowing them to process, and you're also allowing them to feel what they need to feel. Sometimes that's exactly what someone needs in order to start their healing. Because let's face it, not everybody understands grief. We're not taught this in school, and we learn it firsthand. We learn it through our lived experiences. And many of us, are just winging it. We're just doing the best we can, right? So you are looked upon as an expert in this field. And so let's talk about that a little bit more, right? It's more than just the evidence, the messages. It's about being there and not judging them and allowing them to feel all the feels, right? And the messages that you deliver, they can be really profound. They can be impactful. Maybe it's just a simple, I love you from someone in spirit, or maybe a specific sign or symbol that is letting them know, hey, yeah, your mom, your kid, your spouse, your friend, they're still there with you. Whatever that is, it can bring so much comfort and healing and peace, even more so during the holiday season. It's like this gift of closure, and it's going to help them feel really less alone during the holidays, right? People can be experiencing grief, still have lots of living people around them, but yet they feel so alone. So you're doing major work here. And like I always say, this is sacred work that we do as psychic mediums. Now let's talk about something that's really important. How do you as a medium hold space for your client's grief without taking it on ourselves, right? This is something I know a lot of us struggle with because as empaths, we feel so deeply for our clients. We want to help them. We don't want them to feel lost or lonely. We don't want to see them in that pain. I mean, that's why we do the work that we do, right? But here's the thing. It is absolutely essential. It is a must that you remember that we are channels, not sponges. We are holding space. We're not absorbing it. It's so easy to get caught up in the energy of grief, especially when it's so heavy or it's a recent departure for somebody to the world of spirit. But if we don't protect our energy, it can start to drain us, and then we can't hold space for our client, and we won't be able to keep our vibration high so we can match that frequency of the spirit world and be able to channel them. So I want to share with you 5 tips that have helped me. Okay. They're quick, they're easy, but they're absolutely essential. So let's get into it. Number 1, create boundaries before the session. So you can just take a moment before you're reading, ground yourself, close your eyes, take some deep breaths in, and then visualize yourself surrounded by a protective shield of light. This is a boundary that says, I'm here to help, but I'm not here to take on their emotions. And that intention is just a simple practice that can make all the difference for you. Okay. Number 2, remember you're the messenger. Like I always tell my clients, I'm the post lady. I just deliver the messages, right? That's one of the most powerful reminders that I give myself is that I'm just the messenger, or I'm just the post lady, right? Spirit knows what the client needs to hear, and it's not up to me to fix anything or to take on the grief at all. I'm simply there to deliver the messages that they need in order to heal, right? And also too, as mediums, I think it's really important we remember too, we are not responsible for the healing of other people. Even though we are sharing the evidential messages, we're sharing the love and bringing that connection between the two worlds. Ultimately, it is up to your client to allow that level of healing to take place within them. You have no control over it. Number 3, practice self-care. Absolutely. After your readings, take time to clear your energy. There's tons of different ways you can do that. You could do a quick meditation. You can do a visualization, or even just spending some time out in nature. Whatever you do needs to be able to reset your energy and let you recharge. So here's a couple of things that I do. I will take my selenite wand. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see the video version. I have a wand, and then I just kind of scan it or draw it, wave it across my auric field, so around the whole body. Then I also like to visualize a beautiful white light coming down from source, coming through the crown chakra, and just like showering me. It's cleansing and clearing any energy that I picked up during the reading from the spirit communicator, from my client, any other energies, seen or unseen, known or unknown. And then I just let that white light cleanse all of that and then send that into the earth. So that gets transcended and transmuted into love, and Mother Earth takes care of that, right? Find what works for you. Number 4, stay present. It's easy to get lost in the emotions of the session, get caught up in the feelings of the spirit or your client, but staying focused on the present moment is going to help you avoid absorbing that energy. You got to ground yourself in your body, okay, in your breath and in the knowledge that you are serving your client. You're not carrying their grief. You can't do that. And if you do, you just won't have longevity in this work, I promise you. Number 5, have compassion, not sympathy. And people go, what do you mean, Courtney? Well, there's actually a big difference between feeling compassion and feeling sympathy. So compassion is all about feeling with someone. But sympathy is going to lead you to taking on their emotions. So remind yourself, stay grounded in compassion without letting yourself be consumed by their pain. It's super important. Okay. So to wrap up, today's episode, grief can be especially tough during the holidays, but as a medium, you have this beautiful opportunity to make a real difference in your client's healing journey. You're providing a space for connection, for peace, and for comfort, but it's so important to remember that you don't have to take on that grief for yourself, okay? Hold the space, be the channel, and trust that you're delivering exactly what they need, right? Trust the spirit world is bringing through what your clients need. And most importantly, protect your own energy so that you can continue doing this work without burning out. And I'm going to add, I've burnt out multiple times during the Christmas season. That's why this year I'm taking more time off and I'm doing less readings and I'm doing less events. We have to take care of ourselves. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if this episode resonated with you, share it with a fellow medium or someone who could use a little support during the holiday season. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Connected Spirit podcast. Keep shining your light, my friend, and take care of yourselves. You're needed in this world.